Hop on deck, hop on deck. Hop on deck, hop on deck. Hop on deck, hop on deck. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our 4th episode of Hop on Deck. This week, I don't have my co-host with me and I don't have any guest this week. What? Yeah, I'm all alone this week because I am the guest. Yay! So this week, I will be disclosing something very personal to me. Yeah, I never thought that I would be telling this on camera. But I felt like somebody out there needs to hear this and that you're not alone in this because I faced it too. Okay, so we will be talking about bullying. And of course, I am just sharing on my point of view and what I experienced. Well, so for those of you guys who realized, I have this new setup. I am in my new place, but this is just a temporary stay. I bought this new microphone here. And yeah, but before I start to share my experience, let me introduce myself in Bahasa Melayu. Okay? Nama saya Grace, saya dari Sabah, saya asal dari keluarga ibu tunggal. Saya mengalami keguguran rambut sejak saya umur 8 tahun. Dan masa sekolah menengah saya ada join satu kumpulan choir. Dan sekarang saya di Penang dan saya belajar bidang kejururawatan. Okay, so let's get to the story. Oh my god. It's actually quite hard for me to share this because I really never thought that I would be saying this or disclosing this personal story of mine in camera and in YouTube. I realized that bullying happened since primary school. I moved to a school in town from outskirts. And I still remember the first day of school. I was so scared to enter the class and I intentionally entered the class late. And when I entered the class, the teacher did not introduce me and it was awkward. All the kids were staring at me and I was staring at them and I didn't know what to do. But of course, I slowly get to know them. There were some nice people who treated me like a friend. But amidst all that, I remember there's this one boy who made fun of my appearance and my hair because at that time I started having hair loss. My mom bought me a wig at that time and that wig was actually for grown-ups, which means it did not fit me at all. So like you imagine this small head of a kid and like this big of a wig, so it definitely did not fit me well. And the first day I started wearing the wig, everyone actually laughed at me and picked on me because it was so obvious that it was a wig that I'm wearing. And after a few days of them laughing and picking on like the fact that I wear wigs, the next day I just decided not to wear a wig and like just let everyone see that bald spot. And at that time I didn't really care anymore, and I compensated that feeling of like hurt and a little bit of embarrassment with my grades. And at the time I forced myself to study just to like show it off to the other kids. And then came standard 3, where I was chosen to be a prefect. It was actually a huge honor to be a prefect, but at the same time, it was a huge burden on my shoulder. Usually prefects officially become prefects when they are in standard 4. Standard 3 is just like a period of time for trial, which means we are assigned to classes to monitor their discipline. So when I went to the class that I was assigned to, and that class, all the students are the same age as me. So when I went to the class that I was assigned to, they made fun of my appearance, especially my eyes, because they think that my eyes are big. And I remember there's this one student who just straight up tell to the other kids, when I was right in front of them, they said that, hey, our prefect's eyes are so big that I thought they're gonna pop out any soon, like in a few seconds. When I heard those words, it really hurt me. I couldn't take that criticism, so I just ran out of the class. I tried hard not to cry because I was in school grounds. There were students who went after me and said that, don't let it get to you. They just want to see your reaction. So they reassured me, they comforted me, and I was okay. So I went back to the class that I was assigned to, and when I was in class, there were a few students who backed me up. So I was happy for that. And fast forward to standard 5. I went to the class that I was assigned to. At that time, I had already been officially became a prefect. So I went to the class that I was assigned to, and that class was also my peers, which means like they're the same age as me, but this is a different class than before. So everyone is also new. So my mom would always pack food for us because we wanted to save money. And for me, I really like my mom's cooking, especially her cakes and her biscuits. Like, it's like her hands are like expert hands, man. Like, oh my gosh, everything that she makes is just so wonderful, man. Oh, you know, I've been craving for my mom's cookings for days and months and years. Oh my god. I mean, like, even though it's just a simple egg mayo sandwich, I would still like it, man. I was so yeah, get back to the story. And there was this one day where I brought egg mayo sandwich to school, and I was having my break in my assigned class. While I was eating the sandwich, one of the students just straight up threw her eraser into my food. I was so hurt. Cause like, I love my mom so much, and I didn't want to like, I love my mom so much, I didn't want to waste her effort or like waste any food, cause like, you know, my famous lines, don't waste food because there are other kids who can't afford to buy any food, there are families who cannot afford to buy. And yeah, so I just ate all of them. I mean, of course I took out the eraser, but I still ate all of them, even the sandwich that the eraser touched on. And yeah, that is basically my primary school life. Then came my secondary school life. I was enrolled into a private school, into the elite class, but I scored lower than the other students, and I even got half scholarship. When they found out about that, they did not like it. Like, yeah, there were a few people who picked on my grades and said like how I don't deserve to be in that class. They also picked on my skin color and how different I am compared to them. And then came Form 3, where there was this new English teacher who is a Christian. he imparted biblical values, biblical teachings, like for example, love your neighbors as yourself and love your enemies into our lessons, and even mentioned that the best way for you to improve your vocabulary range is by reading and like searching the meanings of the words that you don't know or don't understand, in which he gave the example Bible. To what I know and I heard, they did not like it. Well, not the Bible thing, but the values, like the way he imparted the values into our lessons, because they thought that he was talking about them when he was actually not talking about them. Then 1 month passed, and all of a sudden he was accused of an action where he did not even do. I forgot what accusation was, what kind of accusation was that, but I didn't care about that. I just continued having chats with him during break times and whenever I needed advice or help with my studies. Then, after a few weeks, a petition was going on about wanting him to be terminated. From what I know, it was about him calling students stupid and mistreated them, which in fact he did not do that. And most of the students signed the petition, and I was the only one who did not sign the petition. And the next day, no one talked to me. I became the outcast, even though I had friends. My bag was put in the trash, my table was filled with trash from the day before. My books were a few times thrown into the trash, my PE clothes and occasionally my uniform was thrown into the trash. And I told myself during those times, when I enter Form 4, I'm going to choose commerce just because I don't want to see their faces. And I actually thought that my life would be better if I study in commerce, but I was wrong. I was again bullied by my appearance, specifically my hair loss, because at that time my stress became worse, which in fact even my doctor told me I am having depression due to all the unresolved stress. No one actually know that I have depression because I was always smiling and laughing. But the thing is, laughing and smiling and even eating is my coping mechanism from all the stress and stuffs. But now I just enjoy smiling and laughing. It became one of my nature because it makes the whole world better. Like, believe me, smiling, laughing, it makes the whole world a better place. Then Form 5 came and someone accused me of stealing money. I said, no, I did not do that, but everyone believed I stole the money because there were no evidence supporting me, like supporting that I did not steal any money. After that accusation, my mother had to fork out money to pay the lost money. There were some students who were once my friends who loudly and clearly said how I wish I could punch her in the face until all her teeth fall off and her face become bruised until she has to go for plastic surgery so that her whole face could become fake. And she even continued saying that, like, since I am wearing a wig, they don't see any problem with them like doing that. Those words hurt me because of those words, I had to look behind me just to make sure that no one is following me. And at that time, I had already joined choir. And when I want to hide from the others, I had to hide myself in a small room in the school's choir room, because in our choir room there are actually two small rooms. One of them was locked, so I went to the other small room. I hid myself in that small room in the choir room until my mom comes to pick me and my sister up. And even until the last day of SPM, No one ever talked to me except for two of my friends. Of course, not publicly. They secretly talk to me, something like that. And that is my secondary school life. And after SPM, I wanted to get away from my past because I was so hurt from all of that. I wanted to get away from my past so bad. I chose to study here because I knew that I would never see their faces like here. But during my time here in Penang, I slowly recovered from my past, and I took a lot of time reflecting back at those times. And even with what was going on in school, I had people who loved me and cherished me all the way. What I actually wanted to tell all of you out there who are also a victim of bullies is that despite all of that traumatic experiences, I persevered. Although yes, it's hard. Not gonna lie, it's really hard. But one thing you need to remember is you have people supporting you at your back. You have people that love you. You have people that loves you for who you are. You have people that values you. I definitely have mine. My family, my church, and most importantly, that guy up there, Jesus. I spent most of my time with people who value and appreciate me. I spend time with the people who loves me for who I am. And when I was in high school, I joined lots and lots of church activities, to be honest. And during this journey, I received and I realized a really, really, really huge and big and great truth. And that truth is, I am a child of God and I am created in His own image. God made me learn my true identity, that my identity is not defined by my past or my appearance or what I went through. My identity is in God and in Him alone. In John chapter 1 verse 12, Editor-san, please put it below here. In John chapter 1 verse 12, but to all who did receive Him, who believed in His name, He gave the right to become children of God. And that really comforted me, that really reassured me. I also know that I am beautiful and wonderful because in the Bible it also says in Psalms chapter 139 verse 13 to 14, it says that, for you created my inmost being. This is a psalm by King David. And it says that, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And I know that, and even through this experience, through this journey, I know that God knows everything that I went through, every happenings, because also in Psalms chapter 139 verse 1 to 3, I know that He knows everything. It says that, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. God helped me overcome all the traumatic experiences and the residues from all these traumatic experiences. God helped me to grow not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. If you want to know more on overcoming traumatic experiences, find out next week on Hope on Deck. And that's it for this week's video. If you are a victim of bullying and you don't know what to do, you can contact some of the counseling organizations that we listed down below in the description box and seek for help with your identity and details kept confidential unless it is needed to be used to contact the school grounds. But yeah, that is it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs up as well. It really helps and really encourages each and every one of us. Subscribe for more content and click the notification bell so that you can be notified when the next video is up. Comment down below any topics that you would like to hear, or any challenges that we can do, and we will take it into consideration. You can contact us with our email, Facebook, and Instagram. All details are in the description box below. So yeah, see you next week.